Two strangers are pulling up to our cosmic doorstep at the same time, and a third isn't even from our neighborhood. Before this month is over, we could have two comets bright enough to spot without gear, and an interstellar visitor slicing through the inner solar system for the first and last time in human history. This isn't hype, it's happening on a calendar you can mark. The lineup tells the story. C/2022, N2, Pan-STARRS, already slipped past the sun in late July, far out at about 3.8 AU, a quiet prologue most people missed. 414P/STEREO comes in tighter with perihelion around September 26th to 27th, close by comet standards at roughly half an astronomical unit. Then things accelerate. C/2025, K1, Atlas, lunges in on October 8th to just a third of an AU, a daredevil pass that has observers whispering about whether it holds together. Right after, the newcomer C/2025, R2, SWAN, makes a run past Earth in late October. And C/2025, A6, Lemon? That one could be the crowd pleaser. Late October into early November. Northern evenings favored. 240P/NEAT closes our year on December 19th, a deeper space veteran looping back in. One season, 6 names, 0 repeats. And yes, it's a lot. Every now and then, the sky sends a traveler from somewhere else entirely. 3. I/ATLAS is only the third confirmed interstellar object ever spotted passing through our system. It was flagged in early July by the Atlas survey, and follow-ups traced a hyperbolic path. Classic signature of an outsider that won't stick around. Early estimates are all over the place on size, because brightness can be dominated by its fuzzy atmosphere, not the core. But the key facts are simple. It's not a threat. It should reach its closest point to the Sun around late October, inside Mars's orbit, and astronomers are hungry to sample its light and chemistry while they can. It's the kind of visitor that rewrites footnotes in textbooks without asking permission. C/2025, R2, SWAN, almost snuck past everyone. It was pulled out of space weather images on September 11th, and by September 12th, it had already swung through perihelion at about 0.5 astronomical units. The surprise is what comes next. On October 20th to 21st, SWAN brushes by Earth at roughly 0.26 to 0.27 astronomical units, about a quarter of the Earth-Sun distance. Forecasts disagree on just how bright, but several outlets land around magnitude approximately 4 to 6. Translation: under dark skies, you might see it with your eyes. With binoculars, you're in business. There's even chatter that Earth could clip the comet's debris stream around October 4th to 6th, producing a short-lived sprinkle of meteors. Not a guaranteed storm, but a watch-the-sky moment. The window is tight. If you've ever wanted to say you caught a comet on short notice, this is your chance. Comet C/2025, A6, Lemon, is playing the long game and getting interesting. After solar conjunction, it popped back into view brighter than some early models expected. The geometry is kind to northern observers. By mid-October, it tips into evening visibility, and at higher northern latitudes, it can even stay up all night for a short span. The headline: around October 20th to 23rd, Lemon may hover in the magnitude 2 to 4 range. Optimistic, but within the realm of recent reports. That's dimmer than a bright star, but easily visible from dark sights, and photogenic through binoculars. A few cautious voices say, don't oversell it. Comets love to disappoint. Fair. But if Lemon delivers, you step outside after twilight, look toward the northwest, and there it is. A faint glow, and, if you're lucky, a tail that actually looks like a tail. The last time casual skywatchers had a true, there it is. Moment was Neowise in 2020. This could be that feeling again. C/2025, K1, Atlas, hits perihelion on October 8th at about 0.335 astronomical units, inside Mercury's average distance, where small, fragile comets sometimes come apart. Observers are watching its tail and core for any signs of stress. 414p/stereo crosses perihelion around September 26th to 27th at approximately 0.52 astronomical units. Not a showstopper, but it rounds out the wave approaching the Sun this fall. The timeline opened with C/2022 N2 Pan-STARRS back on July 31st at 3.83 AU, a slow-burn object best left to Sirius gear, and wraps in December with 240p/NEAT at about 2.12 AU. Think of these as the rhythm section behind SWAN and Lemon's lead vocals. They keep the beat steady while the headliners take the solos. A comet's tail is two, sometimes more, different things. Dust, the smoke-like streamers that reflect sunlight, and ionized gas, which the solar wind grabs and sweeps straight away from the sun. That's why a tail always points anti-sunward, not behind the motion. Closer to the sun, heating drives more gas and dust off the nucleus, so tails grow and sometimes split. When a coronal mass ejection barrels across a comet, it can literally snap the ion tail, leaving a bright knot adrift and a fresh tail regrowing behind the comet. That's not sci-fi. It's space weather you can sometimes see. If Lemon or Swan wanders into a spicy stream of solar wind, we could get a clip that lights up social feeds for days. You'll hear people claim that inbound comets spark big flares, as if they poke the sun and it reacts. It's a bold idea, and it would be an easy video if it were true. The reality is less dramatic. The solar cycle sets the stage for flare frequency, and we're riding high activity in solar cycle 25 anyway. Comets do interact with the solar wind and the sun's magnetic fields locally. That's how you get those tail gymnastics. But there's no strong, mainstream evidence that a small, icy body can trigger a major global solar eruption. So here's the balanced take. Watch for tail action and localized effects, and treat any flare coincidences as exactly that, coincidences, unless solar physicists show a clear mechanism and repeated predictive timing. Skepticism isn't boring. It's how we keep the wow moments real. Pick your nights. October 20th to 23rd is the sweet spot because the new moon on October 21st means darker skies, and it overlaps with the Orionid meteor shower. That's a lot of sky action compressed into a few evenings. Head to the darkest site you can. Let your eyes adapt for 20 minutes. Start with binoculars, 10 by 42 or similar is perfect, and sweep slowly. Lemon should favor northern evenings by late October. SWAN makes its closest Earth pass right in that window. If you only have time for one night, take October 21st. Even if the comets underperform, Orionids will still toss a couple dozen meteors per hour under good conditions. Manage expectations and you'll leave happy. 3I/ATLAS is the once-in-a-decade opportunity tucked inside this month-long rush. Spectra taken this fall, and winter can tell us how its ices and dust compare to our local comets. If it behaves like 2I/Borisov, we'll get a laboratory sample, through light, of chemistry born around another star. And if surveys pick up more interstellar visitors in the next few years, this season could look like the moment the floodgates cracked open. That's the bigger picture. Not omens, not doom. Data from far away, delivered to our backyard. Comets don't run on our schedules. They fizzle, they flare, they split, and sometimes they surprise us. This fall we get a rare combination. 2 potential naked-eye comets in the same week and an interstellar wanderer skimming past the sun. If you step outside in late October, you'll stand under the same strange visitors as everyone else on Earth. Maybe you catch a faint whisker of tail, maybe you just count meteors. Either way, you'll have watched a small parade of ice and dust drift through a spotlight that was already waiting for them. The show is brief. The memory isn't.